If you had told me 5 years ago that I'd be sitting here talking about Master Chief dominating the PlayStation 5 charts, I would have told you to go and have a lie down. But here we are. To set up exactly what we are looking at today, Halo Campaign Evolved is officially hitting the PlayStation 5 very soon, and it is already shattering expectations. We need to talk about why this PS5 Pro version is making Xbox fans seriously jealous, the absolute nightmare for physical collectors, and what this actually means for the future of console exclusives. Let's start off by just looking at how the new Halo game is performing right now on PlayStation, and the numbers right out of the gate are pretty mind-blowing. We are barely into the pre-order window, and on the UK PlayStation Store, the standard edition of Halo has just casually strolled on up into the #1 spot for the best selling pre-order. Look at this. It is actually beating out massive established multi-platform heavyweights like Assassin's Creed, which is in there with Black Flag Resynced, and the new Call of Duty. Even the premium edition of Halo is sitting right up there. Seeing the undisputed face of Xbox dominating Sony's own digital storefront is a monumental moment, and for someone who's grown up playing PlayStation all his whole life and had an Xbox 360 back in the day, this is also very weird. The demand is clearly off the charts here. Like, this is the face of Xbox showing up on PlayStation. This is just like if Mario just dropped into, PlayStation. Young me playing Halo on my Xbox 360 would have never ever thought this would be possible. But again, here we are. And look, clearly millions of you are already pulling the trigger on this. So if you've not ordered your copy of the game yet, make sure you use my links to cheap wallet top-ups down in the description. It's right at the top there. Just click on the link to see the best wallet top-up deals around for PlayStation, and it will save you a bunch of money on any digital games you buy on the PlayStation Store. Seriously, don't pay full price if you don't have to. Now, what is making this whole situation even weirder is that Microsoft and Halo Studios aren't just dumping a lazy port onto the PlayStation 5 to make a quick buck. They are fully leaning into Sony's hardware, which, as we all know, is just fantastic. If you were deep in the console wars back in the Xbox 360/PS3 era, this next part is going to sound like a totally bizarre fever dream. Microsoft is investing massive resources into making the PS5 Pro look like the definitive place to play Halo. We've got confirmation from a recent Game Informer preview that Campaign Evolved will push everything the Pro has to offer. We're talking PlayStation Spectral Super Resolution, the amazing upscale technology that the PS5 Pro has, heavy SSD optimization for faster loading times, full 3D audio, and crucially, exclusive features built specifically for the DualSense controller. So we're going to get all that good haptic feedback and adaptive triggers, which will be fantastic in Halo. Game Informer literally wrote that even Microsoft's Xbox Series X will have a hard time keeping up with the experience on the PS5 Pro. Now, this is the Xbox flagship console, the Xbox flagship character, and it's going to be better on PlayStation. You can't actually make this up. They even asked Halo Studios straight up in this Game Informer interview if the PS5 Pro is the best place to play, and the devs just understandably dodged the question. They don't want to say yes because it's Xbox paying their wages. The silence there though speaks volumes, doesn't it? It feels so weird to say, but if you want the ultimate uncompromised Master Chief experience, you probably need a PlayStation. Who thought we would ever be saying that? Like, what is going on in the world, people? Anyways, how does the game actually play? Well, we know they are introducing a full third-person campaign option, which is kind of cool and is completely new and has drawn a lot of curiosity, including from me. I'm excited to see what that feels like playing Halo not in first person. You're also getting crossplay and cross progression and 4-player co-op, so you can still jump in with your mates who are playing over on Xbox, for example. That's just going to be good. campaign co-op in Halo is absolute magic. I am excited about that. That is why I was so annoyed when Halo Infinite launched and they did not have co-op campaign. It was just like, what? This is not even Halo. It just was not finished. Thankfully, it's here in campaign evolved, which is brilliant. Just keep in mind, they did completely gut all multiplayer, you know, from this release. By that I mean online multiplayer, like, you know, deathmatch and classics in Halo. Like Capture the Flag was just so much fun. It's bizarre, isn't it? Part of me wonders if this is to stop Halo, you know, their player base from being split across a bunch of games, if they're maybe anticipating a new Halo game is on the way very soon, or if Xbox will launch multiplayer for Xbox only in the hope to entice PlayStation players across, or, you know, to make good to Xbox players that we've not forgot about you, here's multiplayer for you only kind of thing. We will see what happens there, but for the PlayStation faithful, there's one massive addition which we've never had before because we've never had Halo before, and that is trophies. For the first time in history, you can earn PlayStation trophies in a Halo game, and a Platinum trophy. Halo Studios dropped the list on Halo Waypoint earlier, which is their kind of blog website. And let me tell you, this is not going to be a walk in the park. You've got Living Legend for beating the campaign on Legendary difficulty. You've got Mixmaster for beating a remixed campaign without dying once. And then there's Mythic. You also, you have to complete the campaign with Lasso enabled. For those of you who don't know what that is, Lasso stands for Legendary All Skulls On. And this is a brutal fan-made challenge that they've made official in the game, where you play on the hardest difficulty with every single game-altering modifier switched on. Now look, I've played pretty much every main Halo game, apart from Halo 2. For some reason I've never played that. Heck, I even loved Halo Wars, and I've got incredible memories of just playing Halo 3 multiplayer for hours back in the day. It genuinely was peak online multiplayer. So I would absolutely love to add this Platinum to my collection, since it's Master Chief's first visit to PlayStation. But looking at Lasso, I'm genuinely not sure I have the patience or the skill left to pull it off. If you manage to bag this Platinum, kudos to you. Tell everyone about it. Absolute 10 out of 10 badge of honor, and then check yourself into rehab, as you may need it after getting through that Platinum, because you'll probably break a few controllers on the way. It's not going to be easy. Now, while I'd love that Platinum on my profile, I'm pretty gutted about how they are handling the physical release. If you are like me and you love actually owning your games on a disc, I have some bad news. Campaign Evolved will not be playable straight off the disc. We've seen updated retail listings on Amazon, and the box art explicitly has a disclaimer at the bottom. You're going to be forced to pull a mandatory content download before you can even boot up Master Chief's first PlayStation adventure. Because this is purely a single player experience without the multiplayer, you know, modes added in, a lot of us assumed all the data would be straight on the Blu-ray disc, but no, it's just doing the same thing that other Xbox published games like Starfield, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, and, well, Crimson Desert. I know that's not Xbox, but it just sucks. As someone who cares about game preservation and building a physical library, this is just a nightmare. If the servers ever go offline in the future, that disc becomes just a nice bit of plastic that you can do whatever with. Use it as a coaster, put it on your wall, use it as a frisbee, throw it away. It is incredibly frustrating. Why are companies doing this? You'd think Halo Campaign Evolved would be the perfect candidate for a full game build on the disc. Speaking of owning physical gaming things, did anyone actually manage to grab the collector's edition? Because it sold out almost instantly, it was an Xbox Game Studios shop exclusive, priced at £189.99, or about $200 I think it was. In less than 24 hours, both the US and European storefronts were completely wiped out. And honestly, I get it. In an era where collector's editions are getting lazier and lazier, they're not very good nowadays. A lot of them just come with like cardboard faff in it, like, you know, posters and stickers and keyrings and just garbage like that. This one was actually packed with good stuff. You got a massive 12-inch statue of Master Chief, which just looked incredible. I would want to get my hands on this. Anyways, the game disc is there as well, and a voucher for the premium edition upgrade, an LED Cortana chip, and 5 days of early access. Having a character that iconic in a high quality statue, you know, if it is a high quality statue, that is, we've not actually seen one in the flesh, I'd be all over that. I would proudly display that on my shelf somewhere over there. But I completely missed the announcement, which is gutting because I would have been all over it. Of course, as you expect, scalpers weren't. They didn't miss it. eBay is already flooded with scalpers trying to flip these pre-orders for north of like 400 quid, which is like $500 plus, I think, which is just tragic. Hopefully Xbox will release another batch just to annoy all the scalpers and allow us to pick one up. So would you pick one up? 189 for that? It's not too bad considering the game already is like 50 or 60. I think that's pretty good. Nice statue. But stepping back from the game itself, the massive success of this pre-order phase brings up some huge questions about the entire industry. More precisely, Xbox and their games. Microsoft has been sending out mixed signals for years now. Just recently, the new Xbox CEO Asha Sharma did an interview with Fortune where she flat out admitted the Xbox division isn't particularly healthy. She noted that as the number 2 publisher in the world, you want your games to be everywhere, and mentioned that mass audiences simply can't afford to spend thousands of dollars on consoles right now due to component costs. She even teased radically different business models later this year, so we will need to stay tuned to find out what that means. However, I have a sneaky feeling it will be selling consoles the same way mobile phones are sold. Basically, you pay off, you know, monthly, and they'll package it up with Game Pass as well. And yet, in the same breath, she said they are starting to introduce one of 2 signature exclusives, like Gears of War E-Day, to try and heal the business. But how long will that last? How many times have Xbox flip-flopped or Microsoft flip-flopped with their strategy? It just seems like an absolute disaster over there. The Xbox podcast practically confirmed that Gears of War was likely headed to PS5 after they accidentally uploaded an unedited trailer showing the Sony logo, the PlayStation logo at the end, but obviously changed their minds at the last minute. Money talks. If Halo, Campaign Evolved, Fable and Forza Horizon 6 all launch, which they are meant to be coming to PlayStation, and sell by the absolute bucket load on PlayStation 5, which I think they will, because I say this all the time, PlayStation gamers buy their games. Xbox have conditioned their core audience who are supporting their console to only play games on Game Pass, so they don't buy games. I could go on a rant about this, but let's be real, Xbox actually need to kill Game Pass. Enough said about that. Let's go back to what I was actually going to say. If they all sell by the bucket load, the boardroom isn't going to care about console wars. I just don't see how keeping a game like Gears of War exclusive is going to materially strengthen Xbox's position, especially when you look at how Starfield launched with all that exclusivity hype in 2023 and seemingly nothing has changed for their hardware sales. It's actually got a lot worse. They need to do all or nothing. Have all of their games exclusive or none of them. Xbox needs to stop trying to have its cake and eat it. Sure, keep multiplayer games third party, send them to other platforms as it makes sense. They need large player bases. But if Gears is now exclusive, I have no idea why Halo isn't. We are watching Xbox fall down in real time, and it's sad. As I've said a million times, I'm a big Xbox fan. I have a Series X and a Series S, and Sony needs competition for the PlayStation so we get the best from them. Sony's always best when they've got good competition. But what do you guys think? Are you picking up Master Chief's first outing on PS5? I know I will, as I think it looks great, but it just feels weird and not right having Halo on PS5. That's how I feel anyways. It's almost like Xbox throwing in the towel by letting their mascot go to PlayStation. But look, while Microsoft is clearly having an identity crisis with exclusives, it's definitely not just an Xbox problem right now. Sony is facing some big issues of its own behind the scenes, and a lot of people are starting to wonder if PlayStation has actually forgotten how to make games. I break down exactly what is going wrong over at Sony in this video right here on screen, so click on that and I'll see you over there.